Hey everyone, so this is where I'm at right now. Um, Yesterday I did try recording footage for American Truck Simulator. I managed to get the setup well and everything was running smoothly. I got the Logitech G920 wheel set up and everything. I had the force shifter, everything worked well. I had to configure it to American Truck Simulator. And well, the issue that I ran into was that OBS, that's what I'm using to capture all my gameplay. And it just never recorded any of the gameplay. And then the other issue I had was that it recorded the stuff, and then like the video you're watching now, it decided not to record the audio, and I have to keep teaching myself these things. So hopefully I get it right. The ideal situation would be I'd be able to stream as often as I'd like to, and I don't have a good enough internet connection to stream. And so what I would do is get everything to a point where I can record the videos as I'm streaming and just upload them as a play-by-play, because this is something I really enjoy doing. I have so much time. And what you see here, I'm actually trying to figure out how to drive a manual on American Truck Simulator. I used to play on the keyboard, and I used to do it with the directional arrow keys, and it was a terrible experience. If anybody's played any racing game on a keyboard, it's not as fun as it is. And I was able to get it in the first gear and move a bit forward, but it kept defaulting to automatic setup. And I've actually managed to get everything to the point where I could map all the settings on the steering wheel so that I could look left and look right from the steering wheel without having to turn my head. Funny enough though, I thought it would have a system like how there's eye tracking or head tracking on the Xbox One with the Kinect, where if you turn your head to the left or the right, the camera would move as well and the screen would then tilt left and right. I've seen other streamers do it. I've never been able to achieve it myself. I just don't know how. But if I learned, that would be really fun. But yeah, this is where it is. I've got the lights going, I've got the indicators going, I've got the directional arrows going to look left and right, and you can see here. I managed to get the gearbox settings done, and that's where I am right now. I did actually get it to do a job because this was the tutorial in the video. I managed to get the setup done, so I got the lights going, and so this is when I came into the menu. I managed to go to the options. I watched a couple of YouTube videos on what the other guys were using for the setup because it's my first time using a simulation setup. And the trick was that I had to use the 8 shifter setting, and then from 8 shifter go and change things like my force feedback, which as low as I turned it down, it's very strong. It doesn't feel too realistic. It felt real when I was racing in games like Forza, but if I'm playing games like American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator, it's so much of force feedback, and I've never driven a real truck before. I hope it's not that unpleasant. Things like lights and seat adjustment thing I'm not going to do anyways. But this is the whole thing. I managed to get out. See, I managed to get out into the road, and being able to look left and right was a big help. And there's a little bit of lag, and I don't know what it is. Because it works, it runs fine on my computer, but then OBS picks it up. It's picking up a little bit of lag, and this has to do with my OBS settings. So I will fine-tune things like that so the viewing experience is better. And this is the drive we took. This is actually the first drive we took. And I think for this drive, I'm actually on automatic, because I never managed to get the whole system working, and I overshot the stop sign there obviously, because you have to. The one thing that I had to point out with the Logitech G920, it's got the accelerator, brake pedal, clutch thing at the bottom, the pedals, and the brake, although it's very high resistance, it's very realistic too. People complain that it's not practical. It's practical. If you drive a sports car, trust me, this feels very familiar. It feels extremely familiar to me. So the only issue I have is that the amount of travel the pedal has before it actually gets tight, to the point where you feel resistance on the brake pedal specifically, you're not going to be experiencing, like if you drive a Mercedes, there's so much of travel before the brakes actually start working, and when they do start working, you get all the brake power at once. Now, with this system, I expected to have that kind of an experience in American Truck Simulator. What the experience I did end up having is the brake would go all the way in, and I had to still mash my foot down to get it to engage. So I had to adjust that in the settings of the game, and basically increase the brake sensitivity to the highest point, so that my truck would brake quicker. And I'm just driving down the freeway over here. I know you guys don't call it freeways, you call it a highway. Now, the reason I'm playing American Truck Simulator, not Euro Truck Simulator, is simply because I've played so much of Euro Truck Simulator, and I'm doing this all from the start over again. So I've deleted my old save files instead of just recreating new ones, and so I just decided I'll just restart American Truck Simulator. The other thing is that Euro Truck Simulator, is the file size is so big, my save is so large. I normally go on Euro Truck Simulator if I'm using Truckers MP, which is the online mod that you get, that you can play Euro Truck Simulator online. Now, Truckers MP works for American Truck Simulator as well. It's not something that you can only do either or. Because when you download Truckers MP, you'll have an option to play either Euro Truck Simulator or American Truck Simulator. And that's ideally what I use Euro Truck Simulator for. The only issue I have with Truckers MP and myself, because I'm so far away from both servers, I get a bit of ping on the European servers, obviously, and because of where I'm located. If I play on the American servers, I get a very high ping, and the problem with Truckers MP is, if you've got a tiny bit of lag and you think you're driving 10 meters, 20 meters behind somebody, which is still very close, there's a good chance someone's truck's flying up in the air, or someone's trailer, the whole truck's about to jackknife across the freeway, and you're going to have an accident. Even if you're very far away, like, you'll get a frame drop, and the next thing you minute everything will refresh and come normal, and then you're actually going to be sitting inside someone else's truck. So that's the reason I actually don't play Truckers MP that often. And well, Euro Truck Simulator with Truckers MP is what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm just playing with the lights over here a little bit. I left the vehicles on, got my wiper blades working as well. And yeah, just the drive. I also enjoyed the way American Truck Simulator looks compared to Euro Truck Simulator. I'm going to get all the DLC for the game. I just haven't gotten down to paying for it yet and downloading it. Originally, I was under the impression that I had purchased the Oregon DLC, but I don't think I actually purchased that. I think Oregon DLC for American Truck Simulator was free. I'm so confused with that one. But because I'm level 1 or level 2, I think I just did this beginning tutorial and I went to level 1 and 2. So I think that if I end up to the position where I'm going to be usually driving in Oregon, I think maybe I have to be a higher level before it shows up. But I'll see all that in the next video. The whole point of doing these ones was that I've got a platform which to begin now. So once I get the audio sorted out, and once I get the lag issues down to 0, because OBS just really disappointed me. And it's not a problem with OBS. As far as open broadcasting, it's open broadcasting software. It's free. It's developed by people based on our own feedback. And the issue with OBS is I'm just not good at using it. So I'm going to get better at it, and then I'll make it work. But like I was saying, I really prefer the look of American Truck Simulator. I've never been to any of the American, like in North or South America. I've never been to the whole continent. And the fact that American Truck Simulator, it's got so many states, and then so many within America. It's got so many places you can visit. I like Truck Simulator just because I can drive long distances. And I'm a simulator kind of game player. I play every single simulator possible that I can get my hands on. And I just love the experience of being able to drive and do things that normally you wouldn't be able to do. And one of the most pleasurable things that I experienced yesterday whilst recording the footage was learning how to drive using the 8-shifter with the splitter switch, which was so fun. And I'm actually thinking about, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the SKRS splitter, which mounts on the top of your current my current Logitech shifter. If I can get that to mount on top of this shifter, I wouldn't have much problem. And I actually watched one of Squirrel's videos. I don't know if anybody follows Squirrel, but he's the guy that does. He's someone that I watch a lot of his simulation videos of. And he gave a very nice detailed explanation of how the splitter switch works with that particular shifter. So if I can get my hands on one of those, it would be very good for me. I'd rather enjoy it so much more. It would feel more realistic. The closest I can get to realism, the even better for me. It's a simulator after all. And the only issue I found with those things is that the company that was in charge of making them wasn't able to meet with the demands of people that were actually ordering them. And so they stopped pushing out orders. So I don't know whether they lost their contract, and then now it's almost impossible to get those things. If I can find a brand new one online and buy one, there are other companies that are making them though. And I hope this doesn't show in the footage. My dogs are howling. Well, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell them to shut up anyways. It's like 3 in the morning now, so dogs are gonna howl. People are gonna be asleep. It's actually not nice. But yeah, I think this was the second time that I had to park, and I think I made a complete hash of this. I had difficulty parking because the trailer. This is not the one with the big trailer. What happened was the first job I took absolutely shocked me because I said, where should I place it? Yeah. That's what I ended up doing. Well, see, I've played the game so late that I never actually drove things like the triple trailers and things. And they gave me a triple trailer for the first one. And so I thought when I looked out of here, I'd actually be able to see my trailer, but I couldn't. Yeah, see, this is just a double. They gave me a triple trailer. I think there was a second footage that I recorded though. And yeah, I ended up parking it off. But this is where I'm going to stand with the video. I'm going to try and get OBS working. I'm going to try and record more footage. I'm also going to try and fix my internet connection and go live. That would be more fun because I could stream for literally hours on end. Wait, there we go. Yeah, we got an excellent. We got the results on too. And yeah, this is what I did. Yeah, one thing I did was when I leveled up the first time, because I'm newbie. Excuse me, I went to the newbie, and so I leveled up. I went for the hazardous cargo stuff, and I'm going to go hazardous cargo, fragile cargo, high value, things like that. And then I'm going to go for long distance, because for me, the ideal thing would be to drive the longest possible distance in the game. And that's how I find fun. Like, I like to do really long drives. So things like simulated sleeping, I turn those stuff off, because I don't want to have to stop every so many times and fall asleep with my guy on the side of the road. It's just a waste of time for me. I want to drive and experience that feeling of doing an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long convoy in a game. So yeah, I went for the hazardous stuff. You can see all the stuff is still on. The tutorial is still on. I think I got the email, which is for the bank loan. Yeah, there it is. So Truck Simulator will give you an email for a bank loan. I don't really take the bank loan until I'm desperate. I use them to buy garages. If you buy a garage at one end of the map and you buy it in the opposite end of the map, and you travel between the two of them, and you have truckers on the road that are driving one of your trucks, you'll actually earn money during the time that you travel back and forth, and it's like a nice cheat, in-game cheat to level up fast and make a whole lot of money. But yeah, that's the topic for another day. Let me just try and pull up the other video, and then I'll be back. So I looked for the other footage. Apparently I don't have it recorded. I have made so many screw-ups with OBS so far. I'm going to have to go and check how to run this thing before I do any recording for today.